reading on, let's look at France. We'll look at the cards for Macron, and then we'll look at the cards for, what's her name, Pen. So let's look at the cards for Macron first. What about this upcoming election? I need to know what's going to happen with Macron versus Pen. Macron versus Pen versus his rival. We're going to look at Macron first. Let's look at Macron. Macron in the election. Okay. So at the center, we have, he's talking about the benefits for France, etc. Has to do with the things of government, finance, all of that type of things. The nitty-gritty for the country. Okay. Above it, we have, there's this kind of a bit of infighting, a bit of some strife, some sort of, things are not smooth. We'll put it that way. The foundation is about, prosperity for the people, for the country, and I think also usually Ten of Coins has to do with the Republicans, his concern about that. If Penn gets in, what could happen with the country financially and everything. So going into it, we have, he's looking at wanting to be, of course, a guiding light for the country, and have in place those that that are in the know, leadership, wanting to have in place a good leadership with spiritual, etc., people that you can go to that have some wisdom, have some knowledge. The challenge is getting enough people on board, is being able to get them to listen and to see him as viable. Hopes and fears are about a victory. He's hoping for a victory. Okay? He's fearing the victory of the other side, but he's really hoping for the victory for his side. Outcome, okay? Outcome is using everything in his power to have a victorious outcome. Okay, the Magus, we have the one wanting to use emotional, mental, physical, everything in their power to make the changes. Okay, underneath of it, we have finding enough those with financial to work together with him. It's about bringing up the right emotions, talking about those things, about saying that, look, we're stable. This is usually my card for like the White House and stability. And we are in a tough time. He's saying this is a tough time. We're taking our lumps and things. The concern is, the concern is the emotion, and I think also having to do with the abuses of power. The concern is for, the concern is for Ukraine and the other things going on there as well. So that's what it looks like for Macron, what Macron is doing. So let's look and see Let me get these all kind of situated in here. I want to break them up. I don't want these all in the same area, so that we can get, different read. So let's look at his, the challenger. What's her name? Pen? So the challenger of Macron. What's happening with her in her race? How is she being viewed? What's looking with her? What's happening with his challenger in this race? What's happening with his challenger? Pen? Okay, let's look. Okay, in the center of it, we have the false knight. What she's offering. Okay. Trying to look sincere, trying to, above it, trying to reach the emotions of people. Okay, now we see that with the far right here too. They want to reach the emotions, but it's in a dark way. The foundation is she's singing her tune. This is usually the Knight of Staffs. So in this case, with her, I see it as the negative. She's playing the Pied Piper to those of the uber right, and offering false stuff, things to the negative, and trying to draw people in that way, through the negative. Going into it, she's walking away emotionally into a different thing. So emotionally disconnected. Okay. The challenge is, again, those that would work with her, the money behind her, hopes and fears, is this kind of repression. Get ones to kind of lay down, it's a thing of retreat. Can be the card of retreat. Outcome. The past has to do with the past, retreating, talking about maybe retreating into the past, like we have here with the uber right, talking about the past. They want to go to the past. They want, if they could have slavery again, they would have slavery. So it looks like she's really in that same vein of spin that she's putting out when it comes to the election. Underneath of it all, okay, looking at the exchanges, talking about the exchanges, talking about her ability for leadership, strong leadership, again, talking about finance, other things of that sort. But Hermit, she's kind of out there, self. When I see the Hermit in this time, it's not a spiritual search. I feel like it's just solitary. This feeling of for yourself first, ego-centered for the self first. Because next, the concern is wish-fulfilling card, the Merchant card, and out in the cold. Working on that. And we've got the Tower in this thing is a tower of a feeling of this ability to control, higher up, working on that, giving this Yeah, it's just that real uber right stuff, okay? That's not opening up to the good things, but touting the repression and that type of stuff, monetary stuff, ego-based, me first, us first. Yeah, it's all of that same rhetoric and negativity. So I'm going to pull 3 cards and see if we can figure out what is the energy, who is going to come out on top with this. I'm going to pick 3 cards. Who's coming out? See if it can tell us who is coming out. Is it coming out to the light or to the negative? So if it's to the light, that's for Macron. If it's to the negative, then that will be Penn, the uber right. So who is going to win this election? Who is going to win this election? Now, I take these type of things really with the grain of salt. We have 3 of Cups, celebration. Coming out of the getting to betterment. And Hangman, seeing from a different perspective. Sacrifice. It can be sacrifice and see. I'm going to say Macron is going to squeak by, taking us to a more stable place, because she would be more instability. Okay. So I'm going to hazard the guess here. And like I said, I take this with a huge grain of salt. Don't quote me and I said absolutely for sure he's going to win. Underneath of it all, we have the star card. So that's again pointing towards something higher, something better. So I'm going to say in this case, Macron is going to sneak by. I think it's a case of, kind of like here, people weren't thrilled with Biden, but they were less thrilled with 45 again. So I think it's kind of like people looking, well, this is the lesser of the 2 evils type of a feeling, because they do have that strife and that fighting and stuff going on. So I'm going to hazard a guess. Like I said, big grain of salt on this one, to say Macron is going to eke it out. That Macron will remain in power. So thanks for tuning in. See you online.